Hexus has sent us a message that he can take whatever he wants, and no one can stop him. But we will send him a message. Will you fly now with me, my brothers, sisters, and we will show Hexus that he cannot take whatever he wants, and that this is our land.
Oh, sorry, wrong movie. Ferngully, The Last Rainforest, directed by Bill Foyer, and is the 1992 animated feature based on Ferngully by Diane Young, and tells the story taking place in the Australian rainforest where Hexus, the god of pollution, once rained destruction on the forest, but the fairies and the protectors of the forest stood against him and banished him. Only years later does young fairy Krista, who is questioning the existence of humans at this point, as she has never been outside of her territory, the forest, and when she discovers a human, she shrinks him so he doesn't get chopped up, and saves his life, and he begins to see the rainforest through the eyes of a fairy, and though the face of the forest is at stake when Hexus resurfaces. And did I mention the talking flying fox voiced by Robin Williams? Yes. Ferngully, The Last Rainforest, this is sadly not a highly regarded animated feature. Even the Nostalgia Chick and Nostalgia Critic both made fun of it and consider it god awful, which if you were expecting me to poke fun of this movie and call it Preachy the movie and rant about how it's just a 90s Disney wannabe, then I must disappoint you, because I think Ferngully, The Last Rainforest is a fabulous movie, and a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. Come on, it deserves higher. This movie is constantly compared to, whenever it's talked about, to Pocahontas and Avatar, but here's the thing. Avatar and Ferngully are two different movies. Does Avatar have songs? No. With the exception of an end credit song. Plus, Ferngully is way more light-hearted and family-friendly in comparison to Avatar, and James Cameron had the vision for Avatar and Pandora before Ferngully even released. The producer of this movie wanted to make it because of his passion for the environment and the forests. Say what you want about this movie feeling preachy and hammering the message of protecting the forest into our heads, but it is a vital message. The forests on our planet are sacred, and I do think one overlooked strong aspect of this movie is how it takes place in the Australian rainforest. I mean, when I saw this movie on TV as a kid, I was totally immersed in the forest of this movie, and how in some places it lit up in the fairies' domain and went all bioluminescent, and we get to see the most extraordinary Australian wildlife, from platypuses to cassowaries, even monitor lizards, and the opening prologue of this film is told through Aboriginal art, which is amazing. The opening scene may be my favourite scene in the movie, in fact, the 2D animation is not is far from the most impressive by 90s animation standards. 20th Century Fox only has half of the budget of The Lion King and the Disney animated films for this movie at only $24 million, but of course they weren't able to get this movie made until The Little Mermaid, which restored popularity to animation again, and so we have The Little Mermaid to thank for this movie's existence. And if this movie was going to tell its message about protecting the forest, then it couldn't have done it any better. It even says just before the credits roll for our children and our children's children. And it's right, so yeah, if we get rid of our forests on this planet, then we decrease our chance of survival, not just the chances of the inhabitants of the forest. Without trees and water, life could not exist on this planet, and this film does a great job of making you wanting the fairies to succeed in beating Hexus and stopping the enormous forest destroying machines from polluting it, and when those saw blades come down, and because the fairies are so tiny, I mean you feel the fairies' terror, and because the forest is so gorgeous, you're like, why would anybody want to damage it? And Krista, she's brilliant as our protagonist, who learns about the magic of the forest from her grandmother, and of course is eager to explore beyond the forest, and can see that not all humans are the same, and not all would want to hurt the forest or their kind, hence why she shrinks our leader Hugh, and without her he would be a Australian predator's snack in an instant. And Krista's grandmother would have to be my favourite character in the film, as she is like the shaman woman of the fairies. She's certainly more knowledgeable than Krista's bumbling father, who is this movie's version of the Sultan from Aladdin, and that's not the only similarity this movie bears to Aladdin, because both this and Aladdin released the exact same year, and of course they both star Robin Williams as the comedy sidekick. The exact same year he voiced the genie, he voices Batty Coda, and he puts on a rapper voice, yo, what's up, dude, for this role. I'm sure the filmmakers at 20th Century Fox, when they pitched this movie, they were like, okay, let's have a talking bass as the film's comedy, but who on earth could we get to voice him so that he will make the parents laugh as well as the kids? Robin Williams, bingo. And Batacora is wonderful, and Batcoa is wonderful. It's fresh to see a bat portrayed as a protagonist in an animated film rather than an antagonist for a change, and he even helps out greatly in the movie's climax when he flies our heroes out of danger, and the movie's main antagonist, Hexus, voiced by the legend himself, Tim Curry. Flawless casting, and Hexus is a magnificent villain. I mean, yes, you wish he was in the movie more, but he works not only because of Tim Curry's outstanding vocal performance, but how he slimily manipulates the two driver men to do his bidding. And being pollution himself, Hexus can take many forms, from ooze to his cloud form to his skeleton form, my favourite form of his, that we see in the final battle. He would probably be my second favourite movie villain of 1992, second only to Jafar from Aladdin, of course. Yeah, and as for the songs in this film, as this is a musical that does try to replicate the Disney songs, are just like Quest for Camelot and other animations of the 90s Diz. But Bassy Rap is Bat's Coda's comedy song, and Robin Williams sings it so rapidly, it is harder not to be wowed by it. It's Robin Williams, for crying out loud. It may not be as memorable as A Friend Like Me, but it comes close. And also, If I'm Gonna Eat Somebody, which is a song the Monitor Lizard sings when he's hunting our lead human after he's been shrugged. That's a awesome bonus villain song can you imagine if we as humans were the size of an ant, and we had to flee from all the predators and dangers of the forest. We know how hard our little critters from the forest would have it, and a dream worth keeping is like the love ballads of the film between Krista and our human. A gorgeous musical number that helps us to see the more beautiful side of the forest. But the ultimate song of the movie has to be Toxic Lover, the villain's song. Yes, Hexus is, a big number, and it is teeming with awesomeness. Tim Curry puts on a far more American and a far more booming voice than normal. As the animation and Hexus's lyrics, it's an unsettling song. Yeah, easily one of the darker moments in the film, and and the final battle where Hexus finally shows up to the fairies, and Krista even nearly gives her life for the forest by flying into Hexus's mouth, and the seeds grow inside Hectus, which is a rather gruesome villain death, if I say so myself, but Hexus freaking deserved it. And finally, the end credits song, Some Other World by Elton John. Yes, it is a perfectly upbeat tune to wrap up the movie. You can see why Disney got inspired to hire Elton John to write songs for The Lion King 2 years after this. So yeah, overall, Ferngully, The Last Rainforest, some may find overly preachy. Yes, some may find it way too Disney-esque and chock full of cliches, but I don't care. I still think Ferngully is a classic, and it's one of the most important movies for the environment to this day.
I give Ferngully, The Last Rainforest 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever.
Ferngully would also spawn a sequel, which I have never seen, but I am tempted to check out, so just for my channel. Oh well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on Ferngully, The Last Rainforest? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when, in a week from now, I will finally be reviewing A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, which just had its London premiere yesterday. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.